from whatever I've read, it's a disastrous start.
It's a disastrous start.
So is there a person who brought you here?
Yeah, Anand Mahindru, who was doing television, came to Delhi. That's when, so there was all this thing of school. I went to a really academic school. Really, like Eton and Winchester, and you're supposed to go to Oxford, and I learned a lot of respect for, you know, this
Winchester is where you went
academic world. Winchester is
where
I was.
Is that the school that sends the ball boys for Wimbledon?
No.
Would it be the same school?
No, I don't think
it's
so.
Not true. Okay.
No, it must be some other school.
Right.
But this is like the oldest school in England. It's 1300 or something it was founded in, and it's really kind of like ancient, and the respect for academics and books and everything, you know, it's on another level. And the idea is, obviously, it's not a cheap school, that you go to Oxford or you go to, you know, wherever. So that hadn't worked out. So I was in a little black books of my parents who were like, you know, this guy's, and then Delhi and, you know, and partying and Ghungru, and they were like, you know, and I was really actually getting scared because there was nothing I was interested in. And maybe that was the product of a privileged upbringing, but I said, I don't want to sit behind a desk, and I genuinely, I'm not interested. I don't know what to do. And then when Anand Mahindru, after this Gwalior shootings, I had said, you know, a film, suddenly some bells started going off, maybe something genetic in the blood, or I don't know. I suddenly thought the idea is so exciting of moving to Bombay. I remember having that shower in Delhi, and we had an old house with like funny water, and I don't know, didn't work half the time. You had to fiddle with it forever to get it right. They get too cold and then too hot.
We're digressing.
Sorry. All right. You said make it anecdotal. Yeah. Okay, but not to this point. Chipkali is on the ceiling.
Yeah. And okay. Then I called PWD.
Yeah, and then I said, okay, stop. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Right. So where was I? I was having the shower, right. And I said, I was so excited that I had a idea for a kind of a life I could see. Coming to Bombay, struggling, getting into this rented little flat and working. And the idea of working in films at that moment just meant meeting different people and working odd hours and just collaborating on whatever, just something really exciting. And it's the only job that from 18, when I started considering it seriously, I've always been fascinated and passionate about, because I had this really dangerous trait of losing interest in things after a while, which is something I think everyone worries about their kid having. Right. That after a while you just lose interest.
Were you not a movie buff though?
Yeah, but a Western movie buff.
Sure.
I used to watch some Hindi films, and then Amitabh Bachchan movies I liked, and I found them very over emotional when I was young, also because my mother was an actor. And then when I'd see her crying on screen, it's not something I enjoyed. So I'd say, I don't want to watch this. So, and Hindi films at that point in the 70s and it were overly emotional. There's always, you know, a mother crying there. So I thought, I don't want to watch this.
Right. So then you moved to Bombay because Anand Mahindru comes up and
offers me this movie, and then comes to the Ghungru, and I tell all my friends, I said, hey guys, this is a director and I'm going to Bombay. Right. And he had a couple of vodkas, I shouldn't say it, and he threw up.
Why did he throw up?
I don't know why he threw up, but so these same guys came and said, bro, your director friend's in the bathroom, he's not feeling so good. I was like, no. And then, so I should have realized we were in a bit of trouble, but we came to Bombay, and Sati Shori was the producer. And then somebody told me a story about her, that she had run out of money while making Farishte with Vinod Khanna. And there was this ambitious large film. These panthers were chasing him in the shot, and then they ran out of money or something. And when he comes around the corner, they said, no panthers because we need money. So she said something, she said, okay, get some dogs and paint them black. So these panthers become... So that was my
No,
producer.
this is apocryphal, you said.
No, it's apparently it's there. If you see Farishte is made, it's all there.
Sure. So there is a panther is actually a dog.
No, the panther becomes the dog. It starts off, you know.
Okay, it becomes a dog.
Yeah, because so this was
that's the story about your first producer.
Yes. And then, you know, there were other things as well, where she used to pay me 1,000 rupees a week, and I'd have to kiss her 10 times on the cheek.
Okay.
So there was that, and anyway, they had a fight.
Okay.
Because she was quite tough.
And the producer.
Yeah, she was also quite scary, and as some industry women can be, you know. So she had a fight with the director, and I got saved because the film got shelved. Right. So that is where the disaster started. Then Raul Ravel cast me in his
That's
film.
Disaster 2, isn't
That's
it?
Disaster 2. Kamal Sadhana was in the movie, so he threw out Kamal Sadhana and took me
Right.
for no fault of Kamal's, and then found that I'm much worse, and then threw me out and took him. And then Kamal and I became friends because we just thought it's absurd what's happening with us. So that was that.
Like, there was the whole like Stardust kind of news back then that you showed up drunk on the set,
Yeah.
that you slept on the set.
You know your history
my
and
research.
you've done your research. Yeah, but that's not true. I
Okay.
mean, nobody turns up drunk on the set. No, I didn't. I never did. But I was a little Western and kind of, I wasn't doing that thing of, yes, sir, I'll sit around here all day when we're not shooting. I didn't toe the line, as it were. And so that didn't last very long. And also I wasn't very good. And there must have been some attitude problem which I myself wasn't seeing.
You thought you were better than the world that you sort of surveyed?
No.
Okay.
I was just like having a good time, and I was quite down to earth, and
Right.
I thought a friendly person and a kind of very humble, kind of fun person.
Right.
I just didn't understand how serious things are.
Right.
That's all. It was never that I never thought I was, even though a lot of people going to
Could
these
have
schools.
perceived it that way.
Maybe, but people growing up in cocoons and having their own ideas, it's very easy unless you have a broad horizon to kind of walk
Also, you were
around.
20. I mean,
And a lot of the
that's just
20-year-olds I
really
knew,
young.
it's young, and also whatever you've seen in life and the kind of things you've experienced, you might come across as a little cocky,
Right.
because you think it's funny,
Right.
but it's not. And
So this is like the early 90s. Bombay was a great place
Yeah.
to live in.
Yeah.
Did you continue the Ghungroos scene here? Like,
well, a
what
little
are good
bit,
places to go
a
to?
little bit, and.
Did you make friends easily here?
Me and the producers now, some of these guys in LA, Dilip Singh Rathore and I used to do acting class together.
Okay.
And we were sitting in an acting class with this guy, and he said, why don't you take off your shirts? So we looked at each other and we said, no, man, we're not really comfortable with that, dude. And then another guy came in, and this guy told him, he said, do some push-ups. So he started doing push-ups, and we were saying, what's going on? And then he said, you take off your shirt. So he took off his shirt, and the guy's going, nice. And I thought,
What?
yeah, like what? So with all the things that have been happening recently, it's really good because this crap's been going on forever. But luckily we were like, no.
Right.
But that poor dude was taking off his shirt.
Saif Ali Khan, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah.
This was great fun. Thank you.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.